What's up, guys? I want to share with you something I tweeted the other day, something I was thinking very deeply about. It's simply this. I want you to imagine the perfect day. Maybe you get a good night's sleep and you wake up fully energized. Maybe you get to ease into your day with some light stretching while thinking some happy thoughts. Maybe you go for a walk with your loved one and you get some sunlight in your eyes. Maybe you spend some time engaged in meaningful work that you enjoy. And maybe you move your body. You do something that challenges you and you work up a sweat. Maybe you eat a nutritious meal that tastes great. Maybe you get outside, you connect with nature. Maybe you engage in meaningful conversations with family or a friend. Maybe your mind is calm and filled with gratitude. Maybe every now and then you take a really fucking good breath of air in through your nostrils. Maybe you give a loved one a hug. Maybe you tell them just how much you love them. Maybe they tell you the same. Have you ever stopped to consider that maybe you already have absolutely everything you need to craft the perfect day, and that all you really need to do is use it? I was thinking about this because so much in our life, we're in this pursuit of this external, this status, this wealth, this business, this whatever the thing is. We're working towards some future end state. And the other day, I was on a walk with Jamie in the morning, and it was a beautiful morning. It was one of those first gorgeous mornings in Minnesota where it's no longer frigid. The sun's out. You can have your jacket off. And it was just so fucking good. And I was like, man, I don't need money for any of this. I don't need status to enjoy any of this. I lack absolutely nothing right now. I have a loved one. I have a body that works. I am in a place that I enjoy. I'm outside enjoying the beautiful vistage. Like, what more could you want, right? And I think sometimes we take for granted just how valuable the things are that we already have in our lives that are completely free. Love, acceptance, gratitude. Those things are free. You don't have to earn them. You just have to accept them. You don't have to earn them. You just have to accept them. They're already there. Anuj and I were talking about this right before we started recording. He came into my apartment and I'm sitting there. I get done with my workout. And every morning after I work out, I make myself my little drink. I put my electrolytes in here, some Element, and then I put some creatine in here. And then I have my protein shake so I can get big and swole. And I was just, I was reflecting, I don't know if this stuff actually works. I don't know. I think 90% of life is just placebo. Like, to get 80% of the results, you just have to execute the fundamentals, the foundations, right? You go and you move your body. The work that I did in the gym, that's the valuable part. The supplementation on top of it, that little bit extra that we're looking to eke out the performance, it's the 20% that in the grand scheme doesn't really matter because 80% is already 80% of the way there. And I just think about this because, and I want to share this with you. I want to encourage you to think about this today because you're a high achiever by nature. Listening to a podcast like this, Amplified Impact, you are on this journey of discovering, uncovering, revealing your greatest self. And on that journey, it will often feel like you need to keep adding more and more and more on top of yourself. And like bolting on this thing, I need to be more competent and capable here, and I need to be able to do that thing. And the reality is you already have all of that stuff inside of you. It's just a matter of revealing it. It's a matter of accepting it. And that can be very difficult to do because by nature, you are the type who's already always looking up the mountain at the destination, the place that you're trying to get to. And that destination never really gets any closer because as you get closer to it, you just move the goalpost further away. So the gap between where you are and where you're trying to go, it never shrinks. And yet that gap between where you are and where you started, it's only ever getting bigger. And I want to encourage you to consider that at any moment, you could stop your climb up the mountain. You could just turn around, you could take a seat, and you could just enjoy where you are, what you've accomplished. And that could be in and of itself enough. Now, I'm not saying you have to stay there because for a certain breed of people, you'll notice like in here, one of the ideas is maybe you engage in deep, meaningful work that challenges you. I think it's good to be challenged. I think it's good to engage in that work, but also to not get so tied up in pursuing what's beyond us that we lose sight of all the beauty and the gifts that we already have within us. And so that's today's message. Take a second and realize you already have everything you need. are things in your life you have right now that you would have given everything to have 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You've already accomplished things that you've set before yourself as these big audacious goals. And if you don't feel fulfilled, if you don't feel content, it's simply because you're looking in the wrong place. So that's today's message. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.